Molo, it's me, Taining here with the V.F.D, and today, that's right, we're doing a NANO REEF build. More specifically, a 3-gallon, $50 NANO REEF build. That's right, this guy only cost me $50. That's a bargain. If you've ever been in the saltwater hobby, you would know that is an absolute 100% bargain. So here, we're opening the box. This is the Fin Indulge 3-gallon by Fin. I already said that. And I do not recommend this tank for beginners because it's pretty hard to keep stable water conditions in such a small amount of water. So here, this is the packaging. It comes with the foam little corner things that keep the tank from, rattling around. And the first thing you get is the lid that comes with LEDs. I'm not sure of the strength of these LEDs, but I know they're LEDs. I don't know how well they'll grow coral. I guess we'll just have to figure out. I wouldn't do anything other than soft coral. I wouldn't do like SPS because it only comes with white LEDs. So that's the lid. And moving on, we have the tank itself. And the tank has a built-in refugium. So you won't be having to put your filters in the tank. You won't be having to put any heaters in the tank. None of that. It's all built in. And also, it has automatic water changes, I suppose you could call them. It's pretty interesting. And I'm definitely using the automatic water change feature. So here we've got the tank, and that's the lid, and it fits on. It does have a lid, so and it covers the whole tank, including the refugium. So you won't be needing to top off fresh water all the time, because what happens is the water evaporates and then it condenses on the lid and then it just falls back down. So this is a size comparison with a ruler. A ruler is 1 foot long and my hand is pretty regular size hand. That's a comparison for the back. This is not a very big tank at all. It fit perfectly on my desktop and it looks great. And we'll get into what it looks like later in the review. So inside the box, the cord for the pump is inside the box, and that guy, I'm gonna unravel it here, and believe it or not, if you unravel the cord gets longer. Yeah, I know, it's pretty insane. We'll look at that later. And also we have this box that comes with the adapter for the light that you can just plug into your standard American outlet. Yeah, sorry Brits, you're not using this tank. But anywho, yeah, as we see, if you unravel the cord, as I'm doing here, it actually gets longer. I know my mind was blown. It's pretty insane, but yeah. And then we also get the instructions, which of course we won't be using because who reads the instructions? That's that's stupid. Who would read the instructions? But here, we're looking at the automatic water change technology. What you do is you lift it up, and you snap it down, and the water starts flowing. See if I can do a demo later in the video. But in the chambers of the filtration is that carbon. And as we know, we're saltwater people. We don't use carbon that often. I prefer filter floss and sponge, but it's not as you can see, it's not a lot of space that we're dealing with for filtration, so we're going to have to pack tightly. And you might also be able to fit some filtration in that tray. I don't think so. But what happens is that pump thing, it fills the water up and it flows over the tray, so you get some water flow. And here I'm removing the tray, and it also removes the pump itself. And that's the whole filtration, or the filtration mechanism right there. I'll probably be stuffing the insides of that full of filter floss because, filter floss. Man's best friend. It's not a dog. It's filter floss. And it is adjustable, as you can see. There's a little knob. It's barely adjustable, but it technically is possible you can get like a little Phillips head screwdriver in there. What I did is I just, it was already left on full, so I didn't adjust it at all. So, and then it slides back in nicely, as you can see. Yeah, I'm kind of lazy. But, yes, as you can see here, when you unravel the cord, and I swear to you guys, this works 100% of the time, it gets longer. I'm telling you guys, as you can see, my mind is blown. This is amazing. And so now I'm fitting on the lid, and it's a pretty secure fit. Leaves some room for you to run your wires out for heaters and filters and the light and all that stuff. And as you can see, it is a hard process, but I am attempting, if you will, to plug in the adapter to the light itself. And as you can see, I accomplished my mission. So now it's sand time. I used Carib Sea's sand. It doesn't really it's like a thumbnail to a YouTube video. The sand, there's so many words on the front of the bag, it's insane. But it claims it's live sand, even though it also claims that you have to rinse it out. Of course, I didn't rinse it out because, you know, who rinses out sand? It's stupid. And so, what I will be doing is pouring the sand in and not rinsing it out. The thing about this sand is that it's super, it's not fine grain. It's like the opposite of fine grain. Hopefully you'll see later in the video. It's not like my 5.5 gallon saltwater tank sand. It's rough sand. It's not fine sand, it's rough sand. And as you can see, I'm pouring in the sand. I used a good bit of sand. I like to use the word sand. I don't know if this is real sand or if it's crushed coral or what. It doesn't really specify on the bag. The sand was about $10. I forgot to mention the sand was $10, and the tank that you see right here was $30. Or I think it was on sale for only $30. So right now, 30 plus 10, that's 40. So we're at $40, and we will calculate the rest of the costs later in the video. But it's complete, all gear, all everything except for heater. But my house is a regulated temperature, so I don't use a heater because it's indoors. And during the winter, my house doesn't get cold. So yeah, that's that. And that's the substrate. And so now we're doing a comparison for how deep I usually do my substrate. I like to do it like 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And for my 5.5 gallon, I did it like 2 to 2.5 inches because of the pistol shrimp who likes to dig. He loves sand. And now I'm smoothing out the sand. I'm an idiot. I should know that when you pour the water in, the sand will get all dismembered, and then you'll just have to smooth that out again. So I'm just doing that. And yeah, I like this tank. It was a good deal. It was a good idea. Hopefully it'll get views. Who doesn't love views? So yeah, smoothing out the sand here, and now I'm placing in the sponge. As you can see, if only it was that easy. I ended up taking the sponge out and like repositioning it because I also had to do the filter floss. That's a Magitarium's filter floss, by the way, or filter fiber, if you will. I don't know why they won't call it filter floss, but I will be stuffing that compartment there where the pump is full. I will be stuffing it full of filter floss because I love filter floss. Okay, yeah, it's like man's best friend. It's not dog, it's filter floss. I already said that. So now I will be wrapping the filter floss around the tube. It's probably not as effective because it's not in the intake, but you know, filter floss all the way. So now I'm replacing the tray, and it's good to go. Except I'm going to be adding more to the little chambers. There are 2 chambers. I don't know what the purpose of 2 chambers was, instead of just making it 1 large chamber, but I struggle with stuffing this with filter floss. I'm also using sponge. I'm not quite sure what type of sponge. The box, or it wasn't a box, it was like the plastic that like held it together. It wasn't a box, but it said sponge. It said filter sponge. So we're calling it sponge. I like to use the same word in like multiple times in the same sentence, don't I? And so yeah, I'm just stuffing the chambers full of filter media. No carbon. You could do carbon, but I just don't like carbon. It's not my favorite. I don't like carbon. So yeah, stuffing it full, and it's a process because like the chambers are deep, and I also have to keep the sponge in place without like shoving the sponge down. So yeah, I don't know, I'm taking so long with that ruler, but yes, filter floss all the way. You do have to replace the filter floss like every so often because, you know, it does get all dirty and stuff. So, yeah. but as in soon, as in like a few seconds, as in like right now. Yep, okay. So now we're adding salt water. This is reverse osmosis deionization, or RODI water, mixed with instant oceans reef crystals. So this is like pretty good water as far as salt water goes. It's not Red Sea Fish Farms, Coral Pro salt or anything, but I think it does the job for the soft coral that I'll be keeping in this tank. I'm not going to do SPS or LPS because of the lighting situation, but like green star polyps or xenia, if you have good flow, then hopefully they should do good, because you can grow GSP anywhere, and xenia is like a weed, and I might do clove polyps, but I don't know. So now I'm smoothing out the sand for like the third time this video, because I never learn. And as you can see, the micro bubbles are insane with this sand. Like, you can see it on my arm. It's actually insane. I waited for like a day, and then I took a cloth and I wiped off all of the micro bubbles, and they haven't come back since. I don't know if micro bubble is the correct term, but they're like bubbles, and they collect on the glass, and it's just a pain, and they also collect on your arm. So now I'm fitting on the lid, just trying everything on. First time, and everything is looking good. And I'm gonna get it into place and get it going real soon, as in like in a few seconds, as in like right now. So here it is. This is it. The sand is very murky because I didn't rinse it, because I didn't want to rinse it, because if there was live bacteria, then I wasn't gonna rinse it out. That was a mouthful. So now the lights are plugged in, the filter's plugged in, we're all looking happy, it's looking fun, and it's running, and the sand is live. Everything that I used in this build is live. The rocks are live, called live rocks. The sand is live, also called live sand. And yeah, it was pretty murky for the first day or so, but eventually it got clear. Like the next morning, after some Top Fin's water clarifier, it got clear real fast the next day, like this. It was this clear, and then like a few hours later, it was just crystal clear, like crystal clear water. It was like glass. Yes, that's the word. It was like glass. And I'm gonna skip ahead here a bit to the live rock scape. I didn't record this because I would have gotten in the way. Here it is. This is the live rock. It's all live and it's all rock, and it's pretty cool. As you can see, I do have a piece of purple rock from my 5.5 gallon tank. Hopefully it's gonna seed the other rocks and it's gonna get nice and purple. There's your side view. I bought the live rock at the local fish store, and it came home in bags with salt water, so I don't think anything died. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. There's nothing to cycle because there's like no dead sponge that would die. No, there's no dead sponge that would break down and turn into ammonia, because everything is live right off the bat. So yeah, skipping ahead some time, we have some hermit crabs. These are blue leg hermit crabs. I honestly prefer red leg hermit crabs, but we got the blue legs instead. So as you can see, I'm drip acclimating them right here with the famous scissors and the siphon, because I don't have a drip acclimation tube. Siphon works just fine as long as you tie it in a knot. And yeah, I added them in, and they've been doing pretty good. The tank's been up for like a week or so now, maybe 2 weeks, and it's been doing real good. And that'll conclude today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please tell me what I should get for this tank, and oh gosh, I've run over. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.